I was asked about Fordyce versus Seattle. Somebody asked me what this held and where it held it. And I flippantly responded that it said you could film the police in public. And this person said, well, where did it say that? And that is an excellent question. And I think I beat my head against this one other time until I finally figured it out. So it didn't take quite as long this time, but I did read it the first time and I was like, oh yeah, that's right. There's something weird on this one. So I got home and I had a chance to read it and I figured it out. So Fordyce v. Seattle was the Ninth Circuit case. Fordyce was out filming in the middle of a protest. The police officers were like, no, dude, you can't film. And he's like, yeah, dude, I totally can. And then if I understand correctly, somebody complained about him because he was recording a couple kids and their guardian or whatever told him that he needed to stop and he didn't stop. And so that guy went and got the police and the police ended up arresting him. So the district attorney ended up dropping the charges. So while Fordyce did spend the night in jail, the prosecuting attorney dismissed the charges. So there is your prosecuting attorney using his discretion to pick the right case to prosecute to see justice is done. And yes, the role of the prosecutor is to prosecute. The district attorney's job is to prosecute. I don't care what it says about the district attorney's primary role is to see justice done. It's to prosecute. That is how the district attorney sees justice done. It's not to indiscriminately prosecute because that wouldn't bring justice about. It's to pick the right people to prosecute. It's to prosecute the people that prosecutor thinks he has probable cause to bring charges against. And that he has a case that he could win, not only to make sure that justice is done, but to make sure that he doesn't waste taxpayer money. I have digressed, and I apologize. So you notice I have First Amendment right highlighted here, and the first place we see it is right here. Fordyce sought damages from the officers in their individual capacities pursuant to 42 U.S.C. 1983 for interfering with his First Amendment right to gather news and for arresting him without the requisite probable cause for allegedly violating Washington Revised Code Section 973030. That doesn't tell us anything. Well, it tells us what he brought charges for, but it doesn't say that there's an affirmative right to film. But this does. As we read the record, a genuine issue of material fact does exist regarding whether Fordyce was assaulted and battered by a Seattle police officer in an attempt to prevent or dissuade him from exercising his First Amendment right to film matters of public interest. It is saying there that there is a First Amendment right to film matters of public interest. And that this Seattle police officer, it's a genuine issue of material fact whether this police officer assaulted him in an attempt to prevent him from exercising that First Amendment right. And if you don't believe that, they reiterate here in the conclusion, we also reverse and remand the grant of summary judgment as to Officer Elster on the Section 1983 claims because there's a genuine issue of material fact that exists concerning whether he interfered with Fordyce's First Amendment right to gather the news. So from that, you extrapolate that he had a right to be doing what he was doing. And what he was doing was he was filming police in public. He was on on the street in a march, traditional public forum, and he had in doing that, he had a First Amendment right to gather news, and that is to film in public. So I hope that answers the question. That's where the language is. There is some extrapolation from it, but it's there, and it's accepted that it's there. So it's been confirmed to be there in numerous other decisions. So it's a good case. It's a good ruling, and that's where it's at. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.